I just think, especially with Ethereum, which is down quite a bit off its highs, this is when you add to these positions, right? You're supposed to buy low, sell high.
3 big catalysts are coming for crypto this week.
I think they are cutting 25 basis points,
including the final Federal Reserve meeting of the year. It will set the stage for 2026.
But I think there could be 2, maybe even 3 that want to keep it unchanged.
As well as what's really next for Bitcoin and ETH.
Most people feel comfortable buying crypto at the all-time highs, not when there's actually an event occurring.
You're telling people to buy strategy?
No, Ethereum.
Bitcoin is down 28% from all-time highs. Ethereum is down 36% from all-time highs 4 months ago, yet with massive infighting within the Fed.
It's the most dissents under the entire Powell, nearly 8 years, that he has been chairman.
There is now a 94% chance that the Fed will cut interest rates on Wednesday per Polymarket, the 3rd rate cut of 2025 incoming.
I think we're going to hear a what I call a hawkish cut. I think they are cutting 25 basis points. I think there's going to be dissents on both sides. I think Mirren is going to go again for 50. But I think there could be 2, maybe even 3 that want to keep it unchanged.
We see historically how Bitcoin has reacted after every Federal Reserve meeting this year. Bitcoin climbs into the FOMC meeting, maybe chops around that day, the next day, and then collapses after. Bitcoin climbs into the FOMC meeting. This was September, this is October, then collapses after. Bitcoin today is climbing into this week's FOMC meeting. Will history rhyme? It is an overwhelming market consensus that the Federal Reserve will cut rates by 25 basis points, 94% odds, which means if you were to wager $100 that they will decrease the interest rate by 25 basis points, whoops, that's if they increase 50 and you bet on it, you would win a lot. If they decrease, you put in 100, you could win in total $106, meaning it's a near market certainty, and Polymarket has been right time and time again. Link down below to follow along. But really, how will this affect the Bitcoin price? And by the way, I am not a financial advisor. I don't know what the Bitcoin price will do a month from now, let alone tomorrow. But because Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is on his way out, and a pro-growth replacement, probably Kevin Hassett, is on his way in 2026.
I mean, the announcement of a new Fed official, if it is in January, I think would be perhaps, one of the earliest before the actual change takes place. So, how important will Jay Powell's statements be after that? It's going to be a new Fed. If it is Hassett, it's really going to be a new Fed from what we've had in the past.
There's a lot more reason to be bullish on Bitcoin and crypto long-term versus the uncertainty short-term.
Bitcoin is no longer just a digital asset.
As the other side of the world, the United Arab Emirates makes clear that Bitcoin is a strategic financial asset for them. They are signaling the world, and a key pillar in the future of finance.
Today, we are living in a historical phase in which future of the world economy are changing at unprecedented speed. Bitcoin is no longer just a digital asset, but has become a key pillar in the future of financing. And with it comes the role of mining as the beating heart that maintains the strength, security, and continuity of network.
And what's next for Ethereum? What's the latest news for Solana? Watch today's whole video. But I don't think most investors truly understand what's happening with the market mover Bitcoin. As Bitcoin's market value hovers around $90,000, Bitcoin, this asset, continues to see its supply moving away from exchanges. Over the last year, here are the stats. There have been a net total of over 400,000 Bitcoin moving off of exchanges, meaning today versus where we started the year, there's 400,000 less on exchanges. The only reason you keep Bitcoin on an exchange is if you want to sell it. You take it off an exchange if you don't want to sell it. There's also been a net reduction of about 2% of Bitcoin's entire supply moving off exchanges in the last year. In general, this is a positive long-term sign. The less coins that exist on exchanges, the less likely we've historically seen a major sell-off that causes downside pressure for an asset's price. And if you're invested in Ethereum, this affects you. Just in, Ethereum is currently the largest chain for tokenized stocks, meaning Ethereum is the chosen chain for Wall Street to tokenize stocks on Ethereum more than any other. And Ethereum is now bigger than Visa and MasterCard, at least when it comes to settling dollar-denominated transactions. There's been nearly $6 trillion USD in stablecoin volume just in Q4. This already surpasses both Visa and MasterCard's quarterly transaction volume. Ethereum has now become the primary settlement layer for digital dollars, showing the on-chain economy is pulling ahead of the traditional financial infrastructure, and they are building on Ethereum first, I would say, with second being Solana. And here's the bigger problem that needs to be solved. Obviously, Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to do well long term. They are being adopted in real time by Wall Street, traditional finance. But the problem is they lack privacy.
I happen to think that the privacy narrative will be a big one in 2026.
Industry experts that we have talked to in real time believe that 2026 will be the year for privacy.
This is sort of foreshadowed by the rise of Zcash over the last 2 months. It's gone up, 10x. Or 10 to 20x, depending on when you got in, from $30 to like $600. Now it's around $500 a coin. But I think this is going to be the new narrative: zero knowledge proofs, privacy.
Confidential Layer is sponsoring this section of today's video. As they are going live, the protocol is going live for the first time on December 10th. There's an airdrop campaign that you can earn free coins just by completing daily tasks. And with Zcash doing a 20x in just the last few months, Zcash is that proof of concept that privacy matters. Privacy will be a narrative in 2026. Confidential Layer is aiming to be a player in that revolution, as they are the first and only bridge connecting Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Base, and more to privacy networks. Think of them like a Layer 0, like a wormhole, like a Thorchain, but for privacy networks. And you can bridge your assets and give them privacy features without giving up custody. They will not hold your coins, without giving up liquidity, without sacrificing liquidity of your coins through their bridge, with their wallet, with their APIs. There is a very short window to farm, so I'm going to put a link down below. Join me. Join the Clone Bridge to Earn campaign. You just complete a few social tasks and then you start accumulating. And just in, if you hold ONDO, you will like this. Just in, the SEC ends their 2-year ONDO probe. The SEC has closed its investigation into ONDO, giving ONDO Finance the green light to accelerate its U.S. tokenization expansion. As tokenization grows, ONDO is well placed to be a leader in this market. And big update from the CFTC, adoption news for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. The CFTC has launched a pilot program allowing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC stablecoin to be used as collateral in derivatives markets. This is huge because it allows more use case for these top 2 cryptos. And even live on CNBC today, the host says, hey, things could go lower, but I think this is an opportunity. I bought more Ethereum last week. You're supposed to buy when prices are low.
I think MicroStrategy has a complicated balance sheet, and so I've never owned it. I think BMNR, from a Ethereum treasury, they have a clean balance sheet. Obviously, they're issuing shares, but they're not doing preferreds or converts. And so I think that this is an opportunity. I bought more Ethereum last week. I just think, especially with Ethereum, which is down quite a bit off its highs, this is when you add to these positions, right? You're supposed to buy low, sell high, but most people feel comfortable buying crypto at the all-time highs, not when there's actually an event occurring. Whether MSCI fleshes out, I have no idea.
You're telling people to buy strategy?
No, Ethereum. I was like, I don't understand. MicroStrategy's balance sheet is way too complicated for me to parse through. I've decided to play it with Ethereum and IBIT.
And I'll leave you with this. We started with the Fed, we'll end with the Fed. The Federal Reserve is about to print trillions, quantitative easing, QE, but they're not going to call it QE. The Federal Reserve is expected to begin buying back an all-time high of $45 billion of debt each month beginning in January. They're not going to call it QE, but QT officially stopped in December. unofficial QE is starting a little bit, even though this is all-time high buybacks, is starting to seep through to the economy starting January. Be sure to join our team. Click subscribe if you're interested in an edge investing in crypto by staying informed. Click subscribe. Like all, we see you tomorrow.